everybody, it's Michelle, and I've got a punch art project for you guys today that I think is really cute. I hope you guys are going to like it. And if you follow my channel, you already know that what I do that I call punch art is not necessarily done with punches. It's the same concept that was created for punch art, but a lot of times I use dies instead. I like to create different things out of just your basic shapes like punch art originally began. But I've found that it's actually a lot cheaper to keep die sets on hand than it is punches. If you just initially invest in the die cutting machine, you can get die sets a lot cheaper than punches, and you can get stacking sets like this here so that you've got a very wide range of sizes, really making it so much more versatile than just punches. So today we're going to be doing a pineapple, and I did that with an oval shape and 3 of the stars, and I used, I think, about the middle oval here. I've got my oval in yellow, and that was, looks like the next to largest there in my oval set. And I like that because it's sort of a short, wide oval rather than the long, narrow oval, which is more of a pineapple shape in my mind. And for the greenery on the pineapple, I used the 3 smallest stars in that set. I will leave a link down below for you guys to my Unbranded set and where you can get those, but you can use any set of stars and ovals, or you can use the punches, of course. So here are my 3 smallest stars from the set in green and the oval in a yellow for my pineapple. I'm going to do some ink blending and some embossing. First of all, I want to show you my embossing. I'm going to be using an embossing folder, and this is the waffle embossing folder from Craft, and I'll leave you guys a link to that as well. And this is the one that I used, if you guys remember, on my ice cream cone. And I'm going to do this exactly the same way. I kind of put it at an angle so that when I pull that out, rather than squares, I'm getting diamonds, or sort of a cross hatching. So I'm going to bring in my Cuttlebug. I'm loading that with the A and B plates, and then I'll use another B plate on top of that for embossing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my embossing folder a little bit. And you want to ink that up on the side that has the raised lines that go between the squares rather than the other side that has the raised squares. So I'm using Gathered Twigs Distress Oxide, and I'm just going to ink that up just like it was a stamp. And you just want to press and lift so that you're only getting it on those raised areas. Once I do that, I'm going to just lay a napkin inside of there and press it down. And this is just to remove some of my ink so that I get more of like a second generation type of inking. Or if you have a lighter color of a brown, that would be okay too. But the Gathered Twigs was about the lightest I had. Okay, so I'm putting that in there at about a 45-degree angle, and as you can see already, that's going to do a diagonal cross hatching on my pineapple. So I'm going to place that here in my Cuttlebug, and another B plate on top of that, and feed it through. And there you can see we've got that raised texture. Also with that inking down in the lines, you can see from the back side there how it's embossed. And the inking really makes that stand out. And you can also do that embossing just with your scoring board if you want to do that. I showed an example of that in my ice cream punch art video, and I'll leave a link to that also so you guys can check that out if you want to do it that way. Another option would be maybe just a patterned paper, maybe a yellow plaid or gingham, something with a pattern that would just give you that look of the pineapple. So now I'm going to bring in a glass mat so I can do a little bit of inking around the edges for some shading and dimension. So for the pineapple, I'm going to do a little bit of inking around the edges with the Memento Dewdrop in Cantaloupe. And I'm just using a little ink dauber for that because it's such a small project. And just kind of bring that inking in around the edges. And I think I want to also take a little bit more of that gathered twigs and just do a little bit more around the very edges, super lightly. And now for our stars, which are going to be our green leaves on top of our pineapple. I'm using another ink dauber because these are so small. And I've got another Memento Dewdrop, this time in Bamboo Leaves. And just like any other ink blending, I'm just starting on the glass surface and pulling onto my project. And for that smallest one, I think I'm going to use my die release tool to hold that still for me. So I'm happy with those, and I'm ready to start assembling my pineapple. And I think this is really cute. I wanted to really start doing some fruits and veggies and sort of food related punch art items because I want to do like a scrapbook style recipe book, and I think this is going to be really cute in that. So I'm just using my art glitter glue to put this together, and I want to take my first star, and I'm going to use my tweezers to help me here, and I want to put that behind my pineapple with the point going upward, and I'm going to just hide those bottom 2 feet. And you can have it still showing some of those bottom legs, but just hide the feet. And then when I get it placed where I want it, I'm just going to lift it up so I can get some art glitter glue underneath. And just lay that right back down in the placement I want it. And I'm going to work a little quickly here before my glue has time to dry too much. And on my second star, which is the middle size, I'm going to slide that in with the V up instead of the point. And I want that to come down to where these other 2 sort of arms of the star are just resting above the pineapple. And then when I get that placement the way I like it, I'm just going to get my art glitter glue up underneath, squeeze out a little bit, and place that right down. And you could use foam adhesive in between here to give that some actual dimension, but I just like the visual dimension that we added with the ink blending. So I'm going to put one little dot there, and this next one will be point up just like the first one, and I'm going to bring it down to about that waistline, I guess you would say. And then just adjust it the way you want. It's looking to me like I want that back one scooted down a little bit further. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust that. And then once it's all on there, you can pull some of those forward, give it a little bit more dimension. And that's all there is to it. 3 stars and an oval to create a pineapple. I really had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys liked it too. Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you've got any other ideas that you would like to see me try with punch art. I really have a lot of fun with punch art. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a like over on my Facebook page. And be sure to join our Facebook group, Crafty Minds. Also, follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and don't forget to visit my blog. I'll have the links to all of those in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.